Welcome to Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news, trends, and insights from Littlefield Agency. Grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Oh, it is good to be back. Is it good to be back for you, though?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just
yes.
making sure. Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. My name is Sam Littlefield. With me is my PIC.
Roop,
who just celebrated 14 years here at the agency.
Last week.
That's
last
awesome.
week.
Yeah, last week. Was it last week?
Mm-hmm. Last Thursday.
Everything. So it's for those that are really paying attention, you will notice that we did not podcast last week, when was the last time that happened? I know it happened a couple of times last year.
Yeah,
I
think we literally had I don't remember if it was a live one we did or one since, but we literally had a whole thing we were talking about. We almost never miss a podcast.
Yeah.
We just missed one immediately.
Yeah, it's actually funny because Trent, and I'll tell you about this amazing trip here in a second. It's like, are you guys recording this week? I was like, I literally don't have time, because we came back on Wednesday night, and Thursday, Friday were insane. And anyway, here we are. We're back. We know you missed us, but we are back in your ears, and it is great to be, or in front of your eyes if you're apparently YouTube videos just really crush it for us. So
about 8 to 1.
Okay, well, it's good to be back in your eyes then. I was in Chicago last week at a really, really, really cool conference with a really cool crew of people. And I got to give a shout out. And Trent, I'm so excited for you to listen to this. And he and I have had so many conversations in the last week. But he's plugged in this program. It's called Master B2B. And Andy and Brian Beck, Andy Hoare from Master B2B, the founders. Shout out to you. I'm going to send this to you. And I told this, Trent sent this picture of me, and it looks like I'm chastising Brian and Andy. And I'm on stage, and it's right before they were queuing up one of their last sessions, and I had to go and catch a plane back to Tulsa. But I was telling them I've been to so many conferences, and I've put on conferences, and I was like, you guys run a hell of a show. From programming to the food to they had a cocktail reception, and wonderful restaurants, just soup to nuts, really, really well done, Brian and Andy. And what was really, really cool is we are part of Magnet Global. I've gotten really used to their programming, and they do such a good job. But the most important part of Magnet is the community and the sharing of ideas. And hey, we don't have our guards up. I trust you. I'm trying to help you run a better agency, and you're trying to help me run a better agency. And this was the spirit of this network.
Wasn't competitive.
No, not at all. And I know for a fact there are some companies there that technically compete against each other. And so there were 200 B2B e-commerce marketers from across the nation and Canada. They gathered here in Chicago for a day and a half for some great programming, great speakers, great panels, great roundtables. So a lot of it was just natural dialogue of us talking through pain points that we're dealing with, and here's solutions that you have, here's providers that we have. So that was really, really cool to see. And I told Brian and Andy, I was like, guys, I just haven't seen this kind of camaraderie except within my CEO network group. And so it's just really awesome what they have built. So kudos to you, and we're going to talk. That is going to be our topic today. But before we get into that, Ditch Witch was in the house this morning. We had Scott, we had Kristen, we had Sean. Always great to have our clients here in house, and it's going to be a great week, a very quiet week here at the agency because
Last week was very different while you were gone, by the way.
Oh God, why?
Well, we were in Moundridge. There's a whole other crew that was in Perry.
And Perry,
shooting.
Moundridge. Yeah, that is right.
It was busy.
And it's quiet this week. We have a lot of people. It is spring break in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The roads this morning, it was just like a ghost town.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and it was great, and getting a lot of work done. We do have a very, very, very big day on Thursday, and that is Claudia's birthday.
Oh, no.
She's turning 22 years old.
What?
What?
I wish.
Are you 25?
No, I'll be 26.
Let's go. 26 is great.
Yeah.
Did I get married at 26?
I did that math the other day,
I got
too.
married at 26. Yeah, I totally got married at 26.
I was 27.
No, I was 27, too.
Yeah.
I got engaged at 26.
I was 27. Matt's birthday is also Thursday, right?
Birthday
Yeah.
buddies. Yep.
That's right.
We're going to focus on Claude, but it is Matt's birthday. Claudia, any big plans for your birthday?
Probably just getting some dinner
Yeah.
with Jackson and my parents. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Do you have like a birthday cocktail or glass of wine of choice?
Oh, actually don't know.
Don't know?
We'll probably enjoy our favorite beverage, which is a Miller High Life.
Oh my God, I love that.
That's the
Yeah.
champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers.
Yeah.
I love a good high life, man.
Yeah. Maybe
know
you go
what?
to like the Merc on Saturday.
Yeah,
It's on a
I think
Thursday,
that's-
so I don't really want to go out.
I'll
But
say, you'd go to the Merc or Tina's has a great high life. I always
Yeah.
those little shorties are really good.
Is that really your favorite beer?
yeah.
Dude, I'm here for it.
I
Why do you question?
I
It's
have
really
a.
good.
This was also my favorite beer when I was about your age, and the boss I worked for, his husband, was just beer distributor randomly, and he would give me all kinds of Miller High Life stuff.
Wow.
I still have a massive metal tin that's about half the size of that wall in my basement.
No way.
I didn't know they had Miller High Life 40 years ago. That's cool.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those.
Feeling feisty. I haven't seen you in a week, man. Anyway, Claudia, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We hope it is a great day, and you and Matt are kindred birthday spirits. So anyway, our topic for the day, Claude. Roop has changed marketing, and that is just wrong.
That's what you told me.
I go into the script, and I'm like, dude, what's change marketing?
Yeah.
He's like, that's what you told me. I go, no, I said change management.
I prep for a completely different topic.
And so he has a completely different topic. So he's like, okay, well, great. This is your topic today. Well, I'm happy to have it be my topic. We're going to riff together. The nice thing is there are some similarities. I think ChatGPT just made up change marketing.
I feel like I've heard of it before, though.
It is, I mean, in theory, everything you have here about kind of flipping marketing on its head is true. But we're going to talk about change management. And the reason that we're talking about change management is I'm with all these, once again, Sammy was the dumbest person in the room. I learned a ton on the e-commerce side of things, in the sense of just, great B2B marketing, great people, et cetera. But, oh my gosh, I messaged Leslie about 4 hours into day one, which was last Tuesday. And I said, we need to write a blog post and we need to podcast ASAP on a little thing called change management. And the reason that I bring it up is I am not kidding you. I heard it 1,000 times in 24 hours. Change management is coming, it's here, it's all this stuff. And so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I think about the pain points that we talk about from agencies to clients. But what I loved about being at this conference is it wasn't an agency conference. And again, I was very fortunate that Trent took me on behalf of Grasshoppers under the Grasshopper wing. There you go. Look at that, Grasshopper wing. But it was really, really interesting because I'm so focused on landing new clients here at the agency, and their pain points internally and what the obstacles that they have to face were fascinating to me. And it was a really good reminder for me of like, hey, first off, Sammy, it's not your world and everyone's living in it. They're living in their own worlds, and a lot of it doesn't have to do with the day-to-day interactions of working with an agency. It's all the SHIT that they have to deal with internally to get things done. And so what I loved about this conference is we think about change management, and we think about the future of marketing and everything that we're talking about this podcast. You have marketers that are dealing with uphill battles every day. They're trying to get things passed through CFOs. They're trying to have different teams talk and align together, from sales to marketing to IT. And we I would say, witness that with a lot of our clients, but we're not in the inner workings of it. And that is a lot of work, my friend.
Yeah. Somebody has to do the stuff you to talk about. You plan or you want dream about and all that, and it usually involves multiple teams. Yeah.
Well, and here's the crazy thing, and I think so. We have I think Leslie just did a blog post on this, and it was, marketing is not a cost center. The marketing department in your B2B company is not a cost center. It's an investment strategy. But there's so many departments within your B2B organization that we understand view you all as a cost center. And that was so evident to me in the day and a half of programming of like everything. All these marketers have the best of best intentions. They want to drive business outcomes. They want to grow the company. They want to prove marketing's worth. And it's really, really hard for them to do. And now we're living in this world of AI, right? And so you got a CFO coming to them saying, hey, we expect, more results with less staff or with less resources. Hey, you asked for $1 million investment in something, And we're not going to get that for you, but we still want marketing to grow 10% year over year.
Yeah.
And hearing that, like that's really tough. And there were a couple of, there are two really good quotes that I liked. One of them was actually from a research study from Gartner. 33% of B2B staff will be agentic by 2030.
32%?
33%.
33, so third. Okay.
By 2030. By the way, brother, that's 4 years away. 33, a third of the staff within B2B marketing is going to be agentic. AI agents doing a lot of heavy lifting so people can think strategically.
Yeah.
React to that.
I mean, it makes sense. I think the way a lot of people think about it, though, is a little off. So I don't think 33% of the staff is going to be gone. There will be a percentage gone.
Agree with that?
I think 33% of the people that you have there's tools will be AI and the way they use those tools and save more time to get more out of their day. So someone who works a 40-hour week, my math isn't strong, but may be able to put in a pretty easy 55-hour, 60-hour week, right, with the right tools and right stuff. So I think we and there's certainly going to be people that drop off because they don't want to adapt and they don't want to learn, they don't want to leverage tools like this. But I'm not really to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, this unemployment's going to be just lay off a third, and move on. I don't think so. You still have to have people humans in the loop to touch that stuff. So that's so I agree with it, but with an asterisk on it.
With that nuance. And I totally agree with you. However, Brian and Andy too is like, hey, I actually don't know if I do. I don't think he would agree with us. He was like, hey, I think this thing is actually coming for jobs. I agree with your sentiment wholeheartedly. But also it's 3% of staff 33% of staff is going to be agentic, to your point, right? People are thinking more, and you've got agents, doing blocking and tackling wonderful. What I loved, my favorite quote of the conference, e-commerce uncovers all sins of the company. And here's the thing. So this was not just, there were many facets of marketers there, in the sense of you have B2B marketers that are straight B2B. You have B2B2C, right? They're selling through a distributor or a dealer. Obviously, that is our bread and butter. But a lot of these companies are like, hey, and again, they're not trying to eliminate the dealer, but they're like, there is a need for e-commerce to meet that digital customer and their digital buying journey. And the amount of people shifting their organization, again, change management, to meet digital buyers where they are is going to be really fascinating in the next 5 years. And it plays with this timeline of this agentic workforce that is going to. So I was a little surprised by 2030. I understand we're heading in that direction.
It's 4 years, right?
Man, that's 4 years from now. Again, it's moving very fast. I totally get that. But here's one topic that was really interesting. And so you have these roundtables. So Trent and I attended the roundtables together. And what you do is there's a table topic. So like we're at our first table, and there's literally, so some of them had table panelists, but there weren't enough panelists because there were 200 attendees. So there was a note card in the middle, and it's like, hey, what is your company's adoption towards AI guidelines is a question. And you talk about that for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you go to the next table, and there's no like, you can go to that table over there, and you can go to that table over here.
Like speed dating.
It's like speed dating. Yeah. It's actually, I think that's actually what Trent said. And it was nice because you got to meet with a lot of different people, hear a lot of different great perspectives. So we did that for an hour and a half. And then he and I divided and conquered in the afternoon because there were a bunch of breakout sessions across the floor that we were on, which was a really, really nice setup. And so there's one, and let me pull up my notes here. The B2B AI checklist, saving and making money with AI. So Andy led this very productive 55-minute to an hour session. And he goes, okay, let's talk about the ROI of AI. A lot of acronyms, by the way. B2B,
right.
e-com, ROI, AI.
LOL.
So, LOL, G2G. So Andy was like, okay, let's talk about examples. How are you providing ROI through AI at your B2B company? It's kind of crickets at first, and then some lady, and I chimed in as well. And we're talking about the ROI of creating efficiencies so people can do more work, right? So they're making their salary and they're doing double the amount of work, and they're making, hopefully they get a raise and a promotion and all that stuff. But again, more strategic stuff. And Andy, to his credit, was like, okay, that's great, but that's not ROI. He's like, you're creating efficiencies, which to me, I'm like, well, you're creating efficiencies so they can do more things and make the company more money. Was my definition of it. But he was like, what is your ROI of AI initiatives?
What'd you get back on something?
What'd you get back on something? Yeah, exactly, right? And could you answer that question right now, by the way?
For us?
Yeah, for clients, us.
I don't think most people are quite there yet.
Bingo.
I think they're heading that way and thinking of ways to do it. But the trick, I think, is if you can think it up, someone else can too. So it's got to be really unique to your business.
Totally. So 100% agree. There was a lady, and she was like, hey, we actually, so they are heavy on the sales side, and they implemented AI call tracking on all customer service and sales calls. So Roop, if you call me and you're saying, hey, I'm interested in this product, and I'm trying to sell you on, maybe I'm not listening, maybe I'm distracted by my computer, but it's very obvious you want something, but maybe I'm not just there yet, or maybe I'm not understanding.
Catch it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. So then you get this, and I don't know, she didn't explain if it was in real time or if it was like, you get a summary of it. It's like, hey, you did not capitalize on Mr. Roop wanting this. And so I don't know if they called back, et cetera, but they saw a 10% increase in closed conversions in a month because they were using this AI call tracking software. So I don't know if it was like real time, hey, talk about buying this product, or hey, upselling with this, cross-selling with that. And
they still have humans that do the sales calls?
So they have, this company, again, they'll have agencies, 33% agents. But she was the only lady in the room. There were probably 40 to 45 people in the room that actually had a quantifiable ROI stat based off of AI tools that they're using.
So that AI catches something that results in a sale.
So it results in a sale, and they had a 10% increase in conversions. Great, that's wonderful.
That's good.
And so Andy was like wrapping the session. He's like, guys, and he even we went back into the grand session in front of all 200 people. It's like, I just led the session and no one can speak to the ROI that their AI is doing. So again, very thought provoking, right? And then it gets back into that change management of, okay, here is we as marketers, I'm not talking agency, I'm talking B2B, e-commerce marketers, B2B marketers, B2C marketers, all marketers, he said soon are going to have to prove the ROI of everything that they're doing in AI. And I agree with that. And like you said, It's not here yet, but it's damn close.
Yeah. And I mean, especially if you're, we're definitely not there yet, but if you're starting to offload AI costs to a client project or a client usage, you are going to have to prove what's the value of that.
Yep. No, totally. And the last thing that I'll hit on, just because, and again, I could go on for hours, and then I'll have one more closing thought. AEO, GEO, right? It's the world that we're living in. You and I have had a lot of conversations about it in the last couple of months.
For the uninitiated, that is
thank you.
SEO for AI, how you show up in LLMs and AI-aided search
That's exactly
snippets.
Right. Thank you, Senor Roop. And anyway, the nice thing is a lot of brands just aren't there yet. People don't understand it. You gave a great presentation to a few of our clients in November and December about, hey, now is the time to capture this market share.
Big opportunity.
We just launched grasshoppermower.com. It's incredible. And you sent me an email last week in the sense of, here's what we're doing from an ongoing content perspective to help them rank well in LLMs. And I forget who led this session. Actually, it's a great guy named Steven up in Toronto. And he was like, hey, you remember you got to be on the first page of Google back in the day? He was like, you want to be in the top 3 for LLMs because
you want to be mentioned.
You want to be mentioned, but he was like, hey, are you checking out 7, 8, 9, and 10? No, you're checking out 1, 2, and 3. That's what you're doing. So from a back-end schema standpoint, everything, talking, blogs, content, we are living in the world of content. And it was really cool. It was fun being there with Trent, and they're like, hey, God, blogs are so important, and content and podcasts, whatever you define content as. But again, making sure it's in that question-answer format so these LLMs can quickly pick up on
Understand it real quick.
I, as an English major, love a nice long answer, and you're like, Sammy, you need 8 to 15 words. Answer the question briefly.
Yeah, short.
So again, an affirmation that Grasshopper's doing a lot of really good things. And then here's what I love about it. That kind of time with a client and a friend is just amazing. And I think when you and I went to Inbound, right? We are employees, we are friends. And spending that time and having a drink and having great dinners and listening to great content and comparing notes, that's part of the process. The two of you and Claude, are going back to Inbound later this year, back in Boston, baby. Super cool in September. But oh my gosh, just the conversations that Trent and I had from an organizational standpoint to marketing to here's things that he's doing at Grasshopper. Here's things I'm doing at the agency and crossing it. You can't beat it.
No, if you can find a good conference, and they're not all, it's hard to. They're not all good.
And this is one of the better conferences I've attended.
Is it always in Chicago?
I believe so. They're actually going to be in Nashville later this year, and there's a chance Trent Guyer's speaking, which will be really
Oh,
cool.
wow. That would be a big deal.
So that's actually a huge deal because these guys are really well known. So
Yeah, I think if you can find a good conference to latch on to, even if it's a virtual conference, Jay Schwedelson does a ton that are virtual.
Guru. Yeah, totally.
And we've gotten good stuff out of those too. Because you're investing time in a plane ticket and a hotel and all that. So you want to get something out of it. So hearing you come back and saying all this is
and it was
good.
cool because Trent sent me his notes, and again, right, like a lot of it is it's logistical, organizational things. There are some marketing implications, of course, but it's like, hey, here's all sorts of different things that are on his radar. Really cool for me to see that viewpoint from him.
What he's thinking
things
about,
that a lot of things that you and I wouldn't think of it because we're on the marketing side of things. But Trent, he texted me afterwards. He was like, that didn't even feel like a work trip, and I was like, dude, amen. Like we just had the best time. Easy, fun travels, great group of people, like-minded individuals that are trying to better their marketing and their organizations, and you just can't beat that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Trent, my friend, hell of an honor, heck of a time. Brian and Andy, we're going to send this to you. So great meeting you guys finally in person, and to the wonderful people that are probably not going to listen to this that I met along the way in Chicago. They were just delightful and fun, and they care, and everyone there actually cared and gives a damn about their business, and that is refreshing. So there you are, the state of B2B e-commerce in the world of change management. And here's the thing. We understand change is hard. You got to change more now than ever in the history of marketing and in our world. The adaptation and the rate of change is just insane. It's stressful, but you got a lot of people that are in the same boat. So lean into those people and saddle up and let's do some cool things. Does that sound good, Roop?
Yeah, we'll do change marketing a different time. Totally different topic. Nothing like this.
Well, and actually, this is kind of crazy, guys. For those that are actively watching this video, we already have March 24th topics, and even go as far to say that the following week we have another topic. I've got 3 weeks of scripts. I leave for 1 week, and good
there's
Lord.
a fourth. I just haven't printed it out yet.
Got a fourth. So we got a month worth of content ahead.
Yeah, we're working ahead.
I need to go out of town more often.
Well, when good ideas come through, which, by the way, is a topic in about 2 weeks, how to generate content topics that resonate with your customers. Like when they generate and they're happening, you want to get them down and printed before you forget.
That is right, and I love it.
Even if you get the topic wrong, it's still worth writing down.
I just love that you tried to blame me. And you're still trying to blame me, and I'm still trying to blame you. We'll never see eye to eye on this.
Roll the tape. We'll find out what happened.
Roll that tape. To our listeners, thank you as always. Trent, thank you for a great trip. Claudia, happy birthday. Matt, happy birthday. For those on spring break, have a hell of a spring break. Be safe, be well. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you found a spark of inspiration for your marketing strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Littlefield Agency to keep the conversation going. Catch you next time.